For the past 5 years, I have been teaching grade one, which means I have been with the group of kids, the exact age group that I create children's books for. I get to see how kids experience books, what grabs their attention, what makes them curious, what makes them laugh, and also what frustrates them. And this summer, I realized something. I have published two children's books, and I have a third one coming soon ish. And I've spent a lot of my time learning about how to publish a children's book and not as much time thinking about things like how to create one that connects with the kids that it's written for. Let me go back a few steps. When I first decided I wanted to write a children's book, I did a whole lot of things that I think all of us do. We look at the how-to guides. How do you write it? How do you find an illustrator? How do you format it? How do you publish it? And I thought that if I just figure out all of these steps, I would have a children's book. And I did, twice. I have two children's books that I'm incredibly proud of, and I've learned so much along the way from so many different people. And there are some absolutely standout, fantastic videos out there that help me get started. When I began, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And honestly, there are still tons of things that I know very little about. I am not an expert. I am just someone who's constantly learning and trying to figure things out and changing as I go along the way. Some things I feel like I've done really well, and some things I will definitely approach a little bit differently as I go along on my journey. But as I started preparing for my third book, I realized that there are pieces that I haven't spent enough time exploring as a children's book author. I've been really focused on how to publish a children's book, but I haven't been thinking a lot about what makes a kid want to pick up my book, want to have the experience with my book. Because a children's book is much more than a story, the illustrations, and the printed book. It's an experience. And that's where my perspective as a grade one teacher really comes into this. When I first moved to teaching grade one from older grades, I have to be completely honest, it was a huge adjustment. Those first few months for me were completely overwhelming, and I absolutely remember to my core thinking I had made the wrong decision. But fast forward, I finally found my footing, and I realized how much I had to learn when working with this group of kids. I was spending my day with young kids who were developing readers. I was learning how they learn to read and what helps them feel successful and what makes them want to come back to books again and again and again. The more I learned, the more I started looking at children's books differently. I really started wondering what makes a kid want to choose one book over another? What makes the book feel inviting to a certain kid? What makes them want to hear the story again and again and again? So before I publish my third book, before I continue creating future books, I really want to slow down and explore all of those questions. I want to look at the research. I want to look at the science behind things like design choice that can help us create books that really truly connect with kids. I've already started diving into topics like visual hierarchy, white space, and other research that can help you and me as children's book authors create books that truly connect with kids. If that's something that you're interested in, I would love for you to join me on Life Between the Pages, where we keep exploring the science behind children's books together.